afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Ruste.
I'm Kara, and this is our special guest. Oh, God. Can we start that over, please? Can we start over?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pop Culture Corner. I'm Zach.
I'm Margaret.
And I'm Kara.
And today we will be taking a look at the Black Cauldron.
Yep, and the Black Cauldron is a 1985 American animated fantasy film that was produced by Walt Disney Features Animation in association with the Silver Screen Partners 2 and released by Walt Disney Pictures.
The Black Cauldron tells the story of a young assistant pig keeper named Taryn, who was to use his pig, Henwin, to find a mystical item called the Black Cauldron before the Horned King finds it.
And it's the 25th Disney animated feature film, and it's loosely based on the first two books in the Chronicles of the Prydain by Lloyd Alexander, which is also a series of 5 novels that are in turn based on Welsh mythology.
And then along the way, he ends up meeting up a bunch with some other characters, including a minstrel or bard named Faluda Philem, a young princess named Princess Alonwi, and a dog-like creature who kind of reminds me of Gollum named Gurgi.
And Gurgi, like Zach said, is like Gollum. I mean, to me, like his voice, like how he acts, and it's just like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. So they must have mixed in some kind of Gollum element or characteristic personality kind of thing in there for his character.
And they have to find the item called the Black Cauldron using Henwin before the Horned King can find it, because if the Horned King finds it, then he could raise an army of the dead to take over the kingdom of Prydain.
And Taryn meets Gurgi, and Gurgi was actually a fictional character in the Chronicles of Prydain, and he appears in all 5 books. And I really liked some of the animation in the movie and the colors in the beginning, and so those were some things I liked about the movie. And I just liked that it had kind of like a bright atmosphere in the beginning. So I liked that part in the beginning of the movie.
Now, the Black Cauldron had a budget of $44 million, which was one of the most expensive movies at the time. And
Taryn actually sneaks into a castle and helps a character named Henwin escape, but gets captured and put into the dungeon. And Princess Elmwe frees him as she tries to escape. And in the catacombs underneath the castle, Taryn and Elmwe discover the ancient burial of a king.
And it had a budget of $44 million, but it only made $21 million back at the box office, which was many people consider Black Cauldron to be a box office bomb.
And when the Kindly King Eldelight reveals the cauldron's location, Terran actually tried to destroy it, and Elmley, Urgi, and Wender agreed to join him, and kind of like sort of obnoxious like Red Hand Man Dolly is assigned to lead them to the marshes of Morva when the bear folk escort had went back to Sarah Dalvin.
And personally, I found the movie to be just okay. Because the movie's biggest problem is its balancing issue. It has issues balancing the bright and happy stuff with the more darker scenes.
Yeah, I agree because I just thought it was a little too dark for my taste, and like they had like I mentioned earlier, they had kind of like that bright kind of colorful scene like in the beginning, but then it just the rest of the movie just was scary. It was just kind of like I couldn't enjoy it because it, like Zach said, it wasn't very balanced. But what I do applaud it for is it's kind of Lord of the Rings kind of like feel, because Taran and Gurgi kind of were like Gollum and Frodo, because Gurgi would always say, "Oh, come, like, follow me." So it was kind of like that Gollum Frodo kind of thing going on. So it did have a Lord of the Rings feel to it. So I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, it's not one of my favorite Disney movies, but to each their own taste. But yeah, that's my opinion of it personally.
And with the Black Cauldron, the critics of Black Cauldron critics of the movie always have also said that the movie had balancing issues. And like the companions also, like in the movie, like the characters, like Taran the princess and one of the other characters kind of showed their belief in Taran because he thought he had like messed up in the movie, but they didn't think so, and they kind of were showing that they believed in him. And Emily and Taran almost kind of had a bit of like a romantic moment in it too, so it was kind of like thinking of like another like Disney couple, so I thought that was a nice kind of moment in there. But like with making movies like this, or making any movies or trying to come up with new ideas, the movie producers are always coming up with like new ideas and trying to like not do the same thing twice. I mean, they tried, but it just didn't work. I mean, that's just my opinion. But you just keep experimenting and trying to come up with new ideas and things. But you have to applaud them for trying. So. So, Kara, what if you had to pick your favorite like dark movie? What would it be?
Well, Zach, that's a tough choice because there's a lot that I enjoy watching. If I had to choose, it would be probably one of the Friday the 13th movies, because I find that the whole like genre of horror is just very exciting, I guess, in a way.
Okay, so Margaret, do you have anything you want to add?
actually, there is one thing that I'd like to add. The witches in the Black Cauldron, their personalities actually kind of reminded me of like the three witches from that movie, Hocus Pocus. Yeah, like their personality, how they like talk and everything, they kind of reminded me of that. So it was kind of like a mix of like characters, like personality wise, from Lord of the Rings and the witches from Hocus Pocus. So you kind of have a couple of hidden Easter eggs in there for characters with similar personalities to other movie characters.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good analysis, Margaret.
Oh, well, thank you. It's interesting because we, like, when we're younger, we don't really look at that, but when we get older, we start to notice those other things other than just it being a movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and in order for Terran to be able to stop the Black Cauldron, what the Black Cauldron states that the only way to stop the Black Cauldron is if somebody pure of heart jumps into the cauldron.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, Kara, do you have anything you want to add?
No, I don't have anything. Just that I meant to say that the Friday the 13th movies were cool. I thought they were, with seeing Jason and the way that he's different from some of the other horror characters, I find is interesting. And I find it also interesting how the victims react when Jason comes around.
Mm-hmm. So, Margaret, do you have anything else you want to add?
I don't think so. I think we covered everything.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us on Pop Culture Corner today.
Yes, thank you for joining us, and it was really cool to have a special guest with us today, Kara.
Mm-hmm. And join us next Pop Culture Corner, where we will be taking a look at, requested by Allie, we will be taking a look at Sleeping Beauty.
So stay tuned for Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm.